The trial in the much-anticipated Drew Peterson case was supposed to begin this week, but instead it got put on hold.
Criminal defense attorney and member of the Peterson defense team, Steve Greenberg, joins us right now. And you say the state may have acted too late in filing their motion. How so?
Well, the state filed 3 notices of appeal the other day. They're challenging 2 rulings the judge made last week, and then there's things about the hearsay ruling, and I can't go into what that ruling was, that they want to challenge. And that notice may have been a little bit late.
And meanwhile, the judge said, all right, let's, while we work out this hearsay issue, I'm going to put the trial on hold, and that may take, another 6 months. So you and your fellow attorneys for Drew Peterson said, okay, well, in that case, let him go. He shouldn't be held in jail for all this time. The guy's innocent until proven guilty, right?
Right.
Instead, the judge said, no, we're going to keep him here.
Well, in order to appeal a case, what the state's attorney has to do is file what's called a certificate of impairment, saying that they've got a problem with their case and they need this evidence. So the law says that they then have to show compelling reasons to keep a defendant locked up, because if they're saying we have a problem with our case, then obviously they're saying their case isn't very strong and the defendant shouldn't be held if the case isn't very strong.
The judge said, I got compelling reasons, but I'm not saying more than that.
Well, the judge said he had compelling reasons, and there were good compelling reasons why he didn't say anything more than that. We disagree with that ruling. We plan on going back next week and asking him to revisit the issue.
How often does that get turned over when a judge makes that decision, though?
It's extraordinarily rare for the state to take an appeal in a criminal case while the case is pending. Obviously, they can't appeal afterwards if someone's acquitted, because double jeopardy would apply, and if someone's found guilty, there's no reason for the state to appeal. But it's rare for them to do what they did in this case. It's also rare for someone to stay in custody, although in murder cases, it is far more the exception to get let out than the rule.
Well, he has bond. He has a $20 million bond if he wants to get out, right?
He does have.
So he does. Bond has been set for him,
and he only needs $2 million.
Right.
And we were talking off the air that you could loan him the money, right?
Oh.
With David's money tree. I'll be going in the backyard there.
Don't count on that right now. I'll tell you.
So wait a minute. So you guys now are trying to go back to court next week, but you said it's unlikely the judge will overturn this.
I didn't say it's unlikely the judge will overturn it. We're going to ask the judge to overturn it. I wasn't able to be there yesterday because I had closing arguments in a federal case. But I think that I've done some research on it. I think there's a lot of arguments that can be made, and I think that...
Does he have to reveal why he has overwhelming circumstances as to why he should remain behind bars?
It's not overwhelming circumstances. It's compelling reasons is the standard. He doesn't have to do anything. He's the judge. I mean, the judge doesn't have to give a reason for his rulings. Judges could sit up there and they could say, sustained, overruled, guilty, not guilty, and never say anything more if they wanted to.
Yeah. In the meantime, it looks like Drew Peterson will stay in jail until the trial goes forward, unless you can win that challenge of this motion. But what do you think? The fact that the prosecution has asked for an appeal on the hearsay motion, what do you think that says about the prosecution's case against Drew Peterson?
I think that the prosecution's case, they were ready to go to trial. They kept saying they were ready to go to trial. What they're saying now is that the law changed about a week ago. I don't think the law changed. I don't think their case is going to change. I think that whether it's in a month, 6 months, or 2 years, when we go to trial in this case, it's going to be the exact same evidence that would have been there a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
And just for our audience to understand, the law changed because there was a ruling and another hearsay evidence that said that hearsay evidence could be allowed.
Well, they say the law changed. We don't think the law changed. What they did in this case is very interesting. They wrote a special law that they called Drew's Law. That's not the official name, but we all know why they wrote the law. So they wrote a law just for this case, and then they got a ruling under that law. Now they don't like that ruling, and they want to use a different law. They're changing the rules of the game during the game because they don't like the rules that they wrote. That's sort of how I feel about it. These are the rules you wrote. Let's live by these rules. Let's go to trial, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Steve Greenberg, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good to see you.